Hey, staff, it's Ryan, and I want to take a few minutes and talk with everybody about responding to the unknown. Most of you guys know that before I joined staff here at Victory, my job was to have difficult conversations with people. And sometimes those are life threatening situations or just really, really traumatic situations. But overall, there was a process, there was a mindset that we had to maintain in order to get through this really, really well. And I want to share some tips with you guys. It's going to make this really, really easy because I know some of us woke up this morning and we got this email about calling 33,000 people, and immediately our minds were like, I don't know if I can do this. I don't know what to say. I'm not quite sure what this is going to take from me, but I surely don't have what it takes. Let me just kind of encourage you. You can do this, and it's not going to be nearly as difficult as you think it's going to be. This is going to be something that is going to allow us as a church, Victory, to really, really bless people in their time of need. I want you to think about this scripture. This morning, I had a prayer call with a friend who was feeling a little anxious. And this scripture was what was in the back of my mind. An anxious heart weighs a man down, but a kind word cheers him up. That's what we're going to be doing. We're going to be using words to bless people. Think about it, in this season of social distancing, we're doing that so that we don't get too close to people and that maybe we get infected with something bad. But how many of you know that when we get to pray over people and we keep the Lord's word in our mouth, that there's an opportunity for them to be invaded with peace and mercy and grace and healing. And that's a good thing. And you get to be a part of that. And so maybe you're thinking to yourself, okay, cool, that sounds great. I certainly want to be the hands and feet, be a manifest blessing for other people. But I'm still a little nervous about what I might hear on the other line. Well, let me give you this mindset picture to really kind of understand what you're doing so that you don't take on too much. All right. So think about it this way. You're an ambulance. If you respond to the scene of someone in a season of need, your job isn't to solve their problem. Rather, it's to get them to the place that they need to get long-term care. And so you're going to take them from where they are to where they need to be. And so it's like this. If somebody on the phone says, hey, I have a financial need, you're simply going to point them in the direction to get financial assistance. Or if they say, I've got this trauma issue, I've got this this safety problem in my household, you're going to point them in the direction to get that help. And so I want to give you guys some resources right here on this video that's going to help you point people in the right direction. And then that's it. Pray for them, point them in the right direction. That's it. So what if you're on the phone with somebody and you're hearing signs about self-harm? I don't want to live anymore. I'm thinking about hurting myself. Well, I'll say this. The first thing is this. If this is imminent, this is happening right now, they're actively hurting themselves, call 911, right? But maybe they're just saying, hey, I've been having these thoughts, I've been having these concerns, and I'm not quite sure what to do with them. The first thing I'll say is this: encourage them. Hey, thank you for sharing that. I know that takes a lot of courage. I can imagine what you might be going through, but can I tell you something? I'm here with you. Victory's here. We're for you. We're praying for you in this season. And I'd really like it if I could pray for you and point you in the direction of some resources. There are some phone numbers I'd like to share with you, and they are actually listed over here somewhere, I think. And you're going to be able to use the National Suicide Prevention Lifeline or the Crisis Text Line. They can either talk to somebody or they can text somebody. And on the other line of these numbers are trained crisis counselors that can do all of the heavy lifting so you don't have to. One other thought is, obviously we have Say Something ATL, but I do want to impress upon you that this is not, Say Something ATL is not a first responder mechanism, right? This is for the person who maybe has some depression and some anxiety, and they might want to find some pastoral care or a group to kind of walk this thing out in the future with. That's what that's for. And that's a great resource as well for somebody who might be feeling some tension, some anxiety or depression. But just keep in mind, that's not the first responder, the right now I need help option. That's going to be either one of those crisis hotlines or 911. What about domestic abuse? My spouse put their hands on me. My home isn't safe. I'm not quite sure where I can go. Again, call 911 if it's imminent. If it's happening right now, you're going to call 911. But if they're just saying, hey, these things have happened in the past and being cooped up here in the house, I'm feeling kind of at risk. Two phone numbers, the national number and the Georgia number, are listed right over there for you. And what they can do when they call these numbers is they are going to connect them with resources in their community, their city, their county, so that you don't have to do that. And so all you're going to do is you're going to pray for them. Hey, thank you for sharing that. I'm sorry that you're experiencing that, but we're for you. We're praying for you. Can I give you some resources, some numbers to call? Hopefully they can help you with your next season. That's it. And we're going to pass that on to those people who are trained to navigate these things in their professional capacity. Lastly, we also are familiar with mandated reporting. We know that anytime a minor expresses that they are victimized in some way or that they are neglected in some way, that we're actually legally required as a church to make this report to state authorities. And that process can seem a little convoluted and a little daunting. And I just want you to know that that's not for you to do. So if you're on the phone and you hear a minor express that this has happened to them, or an elder, and this is something that I know was often missed, but we do have an elder population here at Victory. Anybody that's 65 years old or older falls into the category of mandated reporting for us as well. So if you hear these things, two things. One, don't investigate. You don't have to ask clarifying questions. You don't have to go deep. What do? Same thing you did in any other situation. You encourage them. Thank you for sharing that. I'm sorry you're going through that. Can I pray with you? And then after you've done the prayer, internally, what you're going to do is you're going to do a mandated report. And you're going to use either Arena, the mandated reporting portal through Arena, or you can use the Victory Staff app right there on your cell phone. On the resource tab, there's a button that says mandated reporting. And then you will be able to submit that mandated report, and it comes to my team, the life safety team. We've all been trained to deal with these things, to do the necessary reporting with our state authorities so that you don't have to. And so I just want to encourage you, if you hear something like that, do the process and know that we're going to handle all of the heavy lifting for you. And guys, that's it. This is what we get to do. We get to call 33,000 people, stress-free, problem-free. All of the hard work behind the scenes for some of these rare situations are going to be handled by professional people so that you don't have to, and you can just love on people. Hey guys, listen, you can do this. We're going to do this together. And if you've got any follow-up questions or concerns after this video, then feel free to reach out to me or anybody on the life safety team, and we'll do everything we can to get you set up with the answers and the resources necessary to get this thing done. All right, Victory family, love you guys. Let's go ahead and bless some people. Take care.